Those aren't numbers. Give me your money.
No.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh, that was easy.
Justin.
The right remains silent.
Go. So, we've bagged all the evidence. Detective West.
We've identified the body as Justin Morrison. He seems to have taken a gunshot wound to the head.
Seems like it was a drive-by.
The suspect has been comprehended.
West.
We have multiple weapons here. We do not know which one was used to kill him at this time.
We must bag him. Kennison too. Alright.
Describe me what the victim was wearing.
The victim was wearing he wasn't really wearing anything actually. He was shirtless. You could see every body tattoo on him. His jeans were sagging so low that you could see his boxer briefs. Tattoos everywhere, like I said. He was black. And that's really it. Yeah. He was 6'10". That's all we need, I think.
Damn, that's a fly. We need to capture that for evidence. But none of us is an entomologist. We need one. Where? On his face. I got it.
So this is the first bullet casing that came out of the victim's gun. This is the bullet casing that took the life of Justin Morrison. Now, this is the gun used. This is the gun that the bullet casing came from, which I will be dusting for fingerprints right now and lining it up with these fingerprints. Of course, Alex did it, so I'm going to be swapping his fingerprints for this and comparing. How would I transfer? Oh, I transfer these to the paper. Okay. All right. Fascinating. These fingerprints don't match up with Alex. How could that be? What if... You don't think? We'll swab them again. Okay. Match up. Impossible. Justin's gun was used on him to take his own life. But how did Alex get his gun? This is interesting. Further examination will be needed. Alright. Now, the examination of Alex Bender's firearm dropped at the crime scene when he fled away. Alright. This is the slug that came from the weapon. Fired directly at the car, forcing retaliation. This is not the shot that killed Mr. Justin Morrison. I guess I can swab it. That's what I thought. This is Alex Bender's gun. No similarity to Justin. Alex Bender could not have killed Justin Morrison. There is no fingerprints of Alex Bender's on the gun from which the casing matches up to the victim. Alex Bender is innocent. How will this go down in court, though? The examination of the fly is needed by an entomologist. I'll have to call him in. I need an entomologist. Who's that? I'm an entomologist.
This right here is a bot fly.
Okay.
Show up in early stages of decomposition.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Well,
Lawyer, I'll be real with you. I don't even know if I'm innocent, man.
Don't say that in court, okay? You need to keep your mouth shut. We're gonna see what the witness says, okay?
Alright, thanks,
Everything's
man.
gonna be good.
I love you.
Here we have the case of one Alex Bender accused of homicide against one Justin Morrison. Wait, we're missing one. Where's the entomologist? Okay.
All rise, all rise. Now sit down. In the case of one of Alex Bender, the prosecuted tried for the homicide of Justin Morrison. May the defense lay their case.
Now, my client, Alex Bender, would like to proclaim his innocence by calling this witness to the stand. That's sir right there.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I would like to retell what I saw of the events of the homicide of Justin Morrison. As of today, that was yesterday. I was walking by, and then I heard some commotion. One Alex Bender was shirtless. The one with tattoos, sagging pants, had a gun out, and he was talking. He was talking to the victim, one Justin Morrison, and he was yelling profanities at him, threatening with his rifle. Sorry. One Justin Morrison retaliated. He said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah?" Then he reached for his pants, and then all of a sudden, Justin was shot. He was shot dead there in the car. Justin then was flung out of the car, onto the road, out of his truck, and from there, the prosecuted Alex Bender took his car and drove away. This is what happened and what I witnessed. And then you're like, "Thank you. Please stay seated. Please seat.
You sit down real quick.
Thank you for your time." And then it cuts.
Man, this case is getting real big. I think we need to change the courtroom into something bigger and more professional. Go ahead, settle down. Let's resume court.
Your Honor, I'd like to call my client up to the stand to give his testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't know when or how exactly it happened. I can't remember much of that day. I remember I approached the Justin Morrison asking how his day was going. Give me your money. Then from there, I saw him reach for his right pocket, so I figured he was gonna reach for his gun. I pulled out my weapon and started shooting the vehicle toward him as a warning.
Don't worry, keep going. I'll cut this together.
I didn't try to kill him. I had no intent to harm the Justin Morrison. From there, he was shot in the head and he crashed onto the ground out of his vehicle. From there, I drove off in his vehicle to return it to his family and tell them what had happened. Then the police showed up and I got out and cooperated with them completely. Then fast forward, and I'm now here. This is what happened.
Yes, sir. You sit down.
Judge, I would like to call recess. Fine. Why the hell did you say those things?
Sorry, I wanted to enlighten you, sir.
Let's go back to court.
I would like to turn this over to the detective. So, what's your discovery?
A bot fly. Stuck in early stages of decomposition.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. As proclaimed by the esteemed entomologist Evan Taylor, he has found in possession of a botfly on the dead body of Justin Morrison. This specimen was captured as soon as the detectives were on site. This indicates, as he said, early stage of decomposition. He couldn't have been that long, which lines up with the witnesses' testimony quite well. That is just the first piece of the evidence, Your Honor. I'd like to present some other pieces of evidence that may shed more light onto this court case, if that's fine with you.
That's fine with me.
Let me gather such evidence. As you see here, Judge, I've gotten more evidence that was acclaimed to the crime scene, and I will go over such. Here, at example 1, we have the original suspected murder weapon that one Alex Bender dropped at the crime scene. This weapon, and what was accompanied with it on evidence 4, was a slug that came from this weapon, dispelled at the truck in which we found the debris of. Now, that was the weapon Alex Bender dropped. Now let's look at Justin's auto weapon. If you follow me to evidence piece 3, this is Justin's pistol that was found accompanying Justin's body on the ground at the crime scene. And this is the bullet that accompanies that pistol. Evidence 2. This round is a 10mm that came from that same pistol. As you can see here, this was a rough police sketch of one Justin Morrison at the crime scene. A 1-to-1, if you will. As you can see here, there was a bullet hole. This is the exit wound of the bullet hole that ended Justin's life, as he lay on the floor in a pool of his own blood. Now, that is the exit wound, Judge, which doesn't quite line up with the trajectory of Alex Bender himself. I will go into this further as I examine the weapons and show you and give you some more evidence. This bullet, the 10mm that came from one Justin Morrison's gun, was the bullet that eventually took his own life. Now, Justin Morrison's own gun, his own device, slayed one Justin. We swabbed for fingerprints, and the only fingerprints we have found, which can be shown by evidence number 7, are the fingerprints of both Justin Morrison and Alex Bender. And those of Justin Morrison are the only ones that have been found to be on this gun. No trace of Alex Bender's whatsoever. This means Alex Bender could not have done the final shot on one Justin Morrison. And given the trajectory of the bullet, he had to have been shot from inside the car. And from here, one Alex Bender's gun protruded, or split out a slug of this caliber. This was found as pellets hitting the side of the cars as he was going by, none of which piercing Justin in any way or harming him. Only the 10mm shown previously. Given the trajectory of the exit wound, we had to assume that he was shot from inside the car in a manner of such. He would have had to have the gun pointed to his head and shot from here. The entry wound going from here, the exit wound on top of his head going out. This would make sense given he was propulsed out of his car. Because if he was shot from inward, he'd be pushed in further into the car and not out. And there's no fingerprints of Alex Bender's on Justin Morrison's body, giving no leeway to him pulling Justin's corpse out of the car and throwing it on the ground. Your Honor, Alex Bender did not kill Justin Morrison. Love you.
Order in the court, order in the court.
Thank you for your time.
The jury, you may read your verdict.
Your Honor, based on the evidence placed before the court, we find the defendant, Alex Bender, not guilty.
Thank God.
I may have a solution. Given the trajectory of the bullet that struck one Justin Morrison, it would be implied that he was shot from the other side of the car, that or the inside of the car, which cannot possibly line up with Alex's. This may indicate either a second shooter or foul play inside the car. For this case, we may never know.
He better not jump. We need an entomologist. There he is.
The jury, you may start your
Your
verdict.
Honor, we find the defendant, Alex Bender, based on this evidence.
Read it. 1, 2. Okay. Here is the trial of one Alex Bender, the prosecuted. The defendant, the prosecutor, the judge. Wait, we're missing one. Where's the entomologist?
Thank God.
No, thank me.